friends, welcome back to the Marketing Nomad YouTube channel. Today we are doing a tarot deck review, and the tarot deck that I have for you is the Tinseltown Tarot. Now this particular deck was kindly gifted to me by Smith Street Books, and I just wanted to say a very big thank you to them for sending this deck over for me to review. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be reading the front of the box, the back of the box, and then I will shift the camera angle, and we are going to be getting into my initial thoughts as I started using this deck, my experience with connecting with the energy of this particular deck, and some tips and tricks that I do have for you while you connect with this particular deck. All right, so before we shift the camera angle, let me just take a quick look at what is in the front, what is in the back, and then we will get into the review part of this video. All right, so in the front it says Tinseltown Tarot, a deck by 50s vintage dame, peek into the future through the golden age of Hollywood. Now at the back of the box it says, forget the crystal ball, try the silver screen. This shimmering deck will beckon you back to the time of dazzling stars, glimmering boudoirs, and overflowing champagne. And hey, if the cards ain't looking so swell, just turn on one of your favorite flicks and audition for a better fate tomorrow. Oh, it's such a quirky and unique deck. I can't wait to get into the review of this particular video, all right? So just give me a second. Let me change the camera angle and we're gonna get into the review part of this video. So this is what the deck looks like. And you can just flip it open. Now, the Tinseltown Tarot comes with 78 standard size cards, and I think that it is a very easy deck to shuffle. I think that the satin smooth finish really adds like this very soft, velvety texture, and it does resist glare. So if you're using these decks for maybe a YouTube video and you're worried about glare, I would say that this deck does a great job in resisting the glare, and it feels really pleasant as you are handling it as well. Now the box is extremely protective, and I in particular loved the design on the box. It's so visually appealing, and right off the bat you know you know this is vintage Hollywood aesthetic. All right, so the cards themselves don't have gilded edges, but the quality is really good, and the edges stay intact even through multiple shuffling. I've used this deck for about 6 weeks now, and I've used it for personal readings, collective readings. I've also used it for client readings. It holds really well even with repeated use. Now, with respect to the energy of this deck, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get into it. This is a very sassy deck. I have to tell you, it is so sassy. And there's also this very sparkly energy to this particular deck. It's perfect if you want a deck that feels lighter, but it also still gives you the messages you need. And for me, every time I pick up this deck, I just know there's going to be something out there that brings a smile to my face or that makes me feel good. And that's the connection that I've kind of tapped into with this particular deck. And it's surprisingly very intuitive. I think that there are so many elements on every single picture that you can just tap into, and it allows your intuition to flow and connect with different elements that are present in every single card image. For me, I think that the pop culture references also help me kind of tap into the archetypes in a more immediate as well as a more relatable way. And I also think that each of the cards have expressions to them, as in the people in the card, they have expressions to them. And I think that especially when you are getting into tarot and you want to tap into the more emotional side of things, or you want to kind of tap into the more expressive aspects of your life, I would recommend this deck for that as well. For me, I felt that the imagery was bold, it's colorful, it's beautiful, and immediately puts you in such a good mood. It really lifts your spirits. You know, if you're feeling dull about life, if you are feeling a little bit low, I would highly recommend just picking up this deck, because just the colors, just the imagery, it just has the energy to lift you up. And I have found that the readings are much more joyful, and there's definitely different personalities that come through in the reading depending on the cards that you pick, you know, and I feel that resonance with each of the personalities that come out, and surprisingly they seem to align with either how I need that information to be given to me at that point in time, or it aligns with my own personality trait that's kind of shining through at that point in time. So for me, that was something that I really like. And given how this deck is pretty expressive in terms of the artistic design of the expressions, I would say that it doesn't shy away from emotional narratives. So as much as it is a light and fun deck, there are ways for you to tap into more intricate aspects as well. And that I like that balance in this particular deck. Now, for me, I think that the deck's charm is just very playful, very nostalgic artwork as well, and it does take inspiration from like the glamour of the mid-century Hollywood, as the deck suggests. And these cards do not depict real celebrities, but they are kind of archetypal film characters and classic scenes that are inspired by old Hollywood tropes. So even if you don't recognize the person on the deck or in the card, you can relate it to the personality that comes out. So that is very interesting. I think one interesting aspect about this particular deck. This deck is extremely readable, all right? If you are a beginner, this is so inviting. It is so unintimidating. And if you are, more advanced readers, I think that there are different elements that come through in the deck that helps you tap deeper into your intuition as well. For me, especially with this particular deck, I like that it is a very feel-good deck. So in particular, it's lighthearted, but there's a layer of honesty to it. And if you are a creative and you're looking for some kind of inspiration, I would highly recommend this deck. And if you are kind of going through a creative block, this deck would be really helpful. If you are kind of journaling about different aspects of your life and there's a more storytelling answer that you're looking for, again, I would recommend this deck. This deck is very rich, and I would say it's very versatile, because if you want to tap into the more emotional side of your life, this deck would be helpful for that. So it's light as well as surprisingly very intuitive and deep as well. There is a deeper aspect of emotional resonance that comes through with this particular deck, all right? And this one, a little bit different, because if you are into like party readings, you want to do it for your friends, and you want a more lighthearted deck, then again, I would recommend this deck as well. Overall, I think that it is very unique, very fun, very stylish. And if you are looking for a deck that's accessible, that's entertaining, that's very creative, I would recommend this particular deck. All right. I also think that this is great for collectors. If you are a pop culture lover, oh my gosh, this one is going to bring you so much of delight. So overall, if you are looking for a deck for maybe self-reflection, particularly around the themes of like identity, ambition, relationships, and even image, then this would be a great deck to add to your collection. This deck radiates charisma, all right? So I really hope that this review helped you get a good starting point to see if this deck is a good fit for your needs at this point in time. And I really hope you enjoyed this review. Thank you so much for watching all the way up until here. Catch you in my next one. Bye-bye.